What's up, guys? It's Casey, and right now we're spectating matches on Smash Brothers. I'm about to place my bet. I believe I want to go with Ryu. Something's telling me to go with Ryu, but I'm gonna pick Marth. And right now, I'm spectating matches because right now I'm not the greatest video editor, and it's kind of hard for me to make videos like the way I envision them in my head and the way I want them to come out. So we're just gonna spectate matches while I talk about a subject that's kind of been fresh on my mind as of lately. And right now that's console gaming. And I guess I'm gonna make like a series out of this. Is basically the prediction series, I guess, where I predict things or just talk about things that I think is gonna happen in the future. And right now, I guess this is the first episode. I wanted to talk about console gaming and where I think it's headed. And to be honest, I think consoles are kind of like dying out. Like I don't think they're gonna die out anytime like super quick or anything like that. Like I think they're always gonna have their relevance because of certain factors. But I feel like it's gonna kind of be like certain things die out. Like for example, like certain things die out, but they're still kind of around. For example, like radio. Like I don't think you know anybody who still uses like a boombox or whatever. Like just walk around with like a radio or like use a radio in their room. Like there's still probably a few people. There's still probably people using like VHS and stuff like that. But as far as it being around, it's gone. But people still use radios in their cars and stuff like that, and satellite radio and stuff like that. But pretty much radios have died out. Kind of like how TV is slowly dying out because of the internet, but there's still TVs around for certain things like DVDs and cable and stuff like that. But even cable is slowly starting to die with all these new um, devices and networks that stream TV episodes and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like gaming's gonna die. I mean, not gaming, but console gaming is slowly gonna departure. Um, One of the reasons I would think that's gonna happen is because like I don't know, with the power of the internet and like being able to send updates and stuff like that, I thought you think games would evolve and stuff like that and be more catered to the fans and just be more convenient, but it's kind of like the opposite. And like there's just so many flaws that console gaming has been doing, especially like of lately, especially with the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U. Like for example, like number one for PlayStation, you had to start paying the play online, and I don't know why you have to pay. Somebody was like, it's like for protection or it's like for a firewall, which makes no sense because I mean you can do it regardless. I don't know. I don't know why you have to pay for like the PlayStation Network or PlayStation Plus just to interact online. Not to mention that you already have to have a internet service to even play online. Oh, we got two dogs. I'm picking the blue one just because of the high rating. But anyway, um, so yeah, I have no clue why that is. Not only that, the newer systems aren't even backwards compatible, which is just like another stab in the back to video game consumers, which I don't know, it's just ridiculous. And then with online, you think like, oh, this is great. Now they can set updates online when there's errors in the games or bugs, and they can hurry up and patch them and make improvements. Not only that, they can give you free downloadable content and stuff like that. That's how you think the games will work, but it's like the complete opposite. Like they make you pay for everything, and like video games, I don't know if it's just me, but video games aren't the same as they used to be as like far as like competitive play. Like the games are super easy now. They allow you to skip. They're just not the same. It's not really like the gaming experience where you could unlock stuff and like you had to beat the storyline mode to make the multiplayer like more enjoyable and unlock things in the multiplayer like new levels and new weapons and what have you. It's not like that at all. They make you pay for like everything. Like recently, like you have a lot of Smash players talking about like oh, like what's the new characters and stuff like that, and who's gonna be on the new Smash roster, and who's gonna be DLC and stuff like that. But they're charging you for it, and not only that, half of the characters that have came back were reoccurring characters that we never wanted out in the first place. So which it makes no sense at all, and people are like getting hype about it and stuff like that. It's mainly like fanboys though. A lot of people are kind of like, like they recognize what it is. Like I had and I'm not, and one the reason why I'm not too big on DLC because I had bought the Mario Kart 8 DLC, and I thought it was gonna be good. It wasn't that good. Like the first of all, there were like a couple Captain Falcon levels, so they already had overdid it with the Blue City or the Mute City levels, and then they just had reoccurring characters like Lucas and Mewtwo that we didn't want to have out. Oh no, what am I talking about? Excuse me, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm talking about Mario Kart 8. And then they had just like old levels from the old game, and then they had new ones which were like they were okay. Like the Excite Bike level was okay, but it wasn't like anything great. And then they had like Baby Park, and it completely obliterated the level. It didn't even feel the same. It was like too tight and too narrow and way too short. Like little stuff like that, and people are getting excited about it. But after you buy a game for like $60, it just kind of kills it. And that's why I'm starting to think like gaming is starting to die out, and they're not doing anything like to really cater to the fans. Like, and I mean, they're not even trying to move the system properly, and then you gotta buy expensive like games and controllers. Like, you buy like the controllers cost just as much as the games, and then they break. Yes, I'm 2 for 2, and then they break. So it's not even like you're even getting like what you pay for. And then like these games don't resonate or marinate like how they used to. Like they literally like make I wanna watch single matches. Like they make games like every year now. Like you can't even fall in love with a game, and they can't really develop games. Like I know Call of Duty has been like a game that always does that. Like they'll make a new Call of Duty like literally 365 days right after the next one, which is okay. But like literally every Call of Duty feels like a past Call of Duty. They really don't feel that much different, and you don't really get to fall in love with the games. And then you put all this money into them, and then they just become irrelevant. It's like 2K. Like I can understand when like 2K and like Madden and NHL and stuff like that, they do the yearly thing and stuff like that to update the roster. But now we have wireless capabilities where we can add updates and stuff like that, and they don't really let the games marinate. They come back with the same problems. They say they're gonna fix stuff, it never gets fixed. It's like the same thing. Like I remember games used to marinate. Like for example, like there's always been a gap in between Mario games. They always try to make them good. Like Mario Kart, the Mario Kart series has gaps. Halo had gaps, but now even with Halo, they're coming out with Halo games constantly. And then look at games like Far Cry. Far Cry 3 was amazing. I think it was like Game of the Year, won tons of awards. It was an amazing game. And then Far Cry 4 came out, and it was just like average. Like because they rushed it. It was only like maybe like a 2-year gap in between games, which isn't that bad. But like normally when people like make games, they try to make like a masterpiece and actually try to put like creative thought and input into it. So I just think they're being way too aggressive and way too greedy, and they're nitpicking for every little dollar. And I feel like with cell phones, like how like literally you don't see people with like calculators, watches, just music players like MP3s like that anymore, because they all literally come in these smartphones. And I feel like that demand, like once you set a quota, there's no going back. Like once the bar is set, there's no going underneath it. You always gotta go higher than the bar or raise the bar. And I feel like with gaming, people want systems that can do everything, like a lot of these, actually, like, I feel like history. Sorry that I'm repeating myself. I'm trying to do this in a certain time. I mean, it doesn't matter. I probably can still upload all of it anyway, but we're about to just join the match. We'll do doubles. I think, yeah, this Greninja, no, this matchup is way too easy. That wouldn't be really fun to watch. This is good. Similar characters. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, ooh, they're both low rated. No, that looks like friends playing. I don't know what that is. We'll watch this. I think this is free for all, yeah. Something's telling me to go with this. I think Pikachu got this in bag. But anyway, I just, like I was saying, like, I feel like a lot of these, like how like these smartphones have everything in one, a lot of people look for a one-stop shopping or one-stop like entertainment. And I feel like I said, games originated on the computer, and I think history has a way of repeating itself to where everything will eventually go back to how it started, and you know, gaming will be PC gaming will kind of be king again. Like I said, like the console industry is just being way too aggressive. They want literally so much money for really nothing, and like these games are coming fast and they really have no development behind them or no like creativity behind them. It's literally the same game every year, and then they want money and stuff like that, and then you put your money into a game and then it becomes obsolete. So I really think people are going to look for a cheaper and more affordable way of entertainment, especially if you can get it in something that you pretty much live out of, like the computer. Like you can literally pay bills from your computer, you can work from your computer, and I think people, like I said, are going to look for a more affordable way. Like I remember back in the day, me and my friends, we used to just play like a lot of flash games, especially in middle school, where flash games, like whenever we had computer lab or had any amount of time to be on the computer while we were at school, we would like play flash games and stuff like that, and they were super dope, super fun. They were free, and I don't know, it's just a quick fix. You could play them and then you could be on about your day. And I remember even when we go home, there was games that you could download for free on the internet, but then like you could put money into them to heighten the experience. You didn't have to pay for the game, but if you wanted other accessories and stuff like that, if you wanted to make the gaming quicker, you could pay for it. And there was this website, it was like ijji.com, and they had like tons of different games and stuff like that. And I felt like they kind of, I don't think they quite had everything right, but I feel like they really laid a blueprint to what gaming will be in the future, especially like games like, there's so many games that could be named, like Maple Story. There's so many games out there that are fun on the computer, but they really haven't taken off like that. Probably just because of like, I don't know, it could be better social media. Okay, that Bowser one. Ooh, the Pikachu didn't do good at all. 2 for 3. Hold up, guys. Right now I'm gonna... see, I don't like 4-player Smash. I just like those singles. They just look good. I'm actually up kind of late, so there's nobody playing. Ooh, I swear, Captain Falcon and Fox are probably the two dopest matchups. I'm going with Fox. Something just tells me, even though Captain Falcon is rated a little higher, I just think Fox has this. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, I feel like gaming is a little too expensive for, like, they want us to put in way too much for too little that we're getting out. And like I said, it's just, your computer is a one-stop shop. And I feel like once somebody just formulates it right and does it right and just has that well-balanced system of like fan loyalty but smart business moves, I feel like that's what's gonna make the shift in the culture. And that's where I think gaming, console gaming is really gonna deplete, because like I said, it's super expensive just to be on the console anymore. The games feel exactly the same. They're not really fun. The gaming experience isn't the same as far as like the gaming experience isn't the same as far as like creativity and like challenging. It's not that challenging. It's either like awkward, like it's either way too easy or it's way too awkward. Like easy is in the part like where it give you the options to skip past the level instead of like trying to beat it like over and over again like in past games, or it would just tell you exactly what to do. Like everything would be like highlighted. It would be super simple. It's like basically like you'll be playing a movie. It's like they have you do something that you could have just easily watched in like an hour and 15 minutes, but they stretched it out with gameplay and stuff like that. Like the games are super easy now, or they're just super awkward. Like they won't be hard, but they'll be awkward. They'll be like flying like a plane in like Grand Theft Auto or something. Like it's not hard, it's just awkward. Like the controls will feel like really loose and backwards and stuff like that, and it'll just be hard to like cope with and stuff like that. And that's kind of what you get with gaming now. And so I think like once they just formulate like once they know how to like formulate games right to where it's like a balance between like I don't know, like it'll be free but they'll give you options like to pay for stuff. But a lot of people don't like when you have the options to pay, because like a lot of people like when skill is just the main factor in like how good you do. But a lot of people like having like the edge where putting in time helps too. And sometimes people like where you can spend a little bit of money just to make things a little bit more convenient. And I think once like a computer like company like figure out that balance to where they're not charging you for every little thing with the gaming experience and kind of depleting it and just making you not want to play it at all, they'll formulate it right and do things right. Okay, so right now we're 2 for 4. I was kind of thinking to go with the Falcon just because of the harder hitting, but I don't know. That Fox player, I don't know, he wasn't bad, but I don't know, he could have just played a little bit differently. Definitely going with, I want to go with Fox or Dr. Mario. See the ratings tell, I don't know, I think Fox, but you know what, Dr. Mario hits hard. He has that cloth. The cloth is what's really setting my mind different. I just think he's going to utilize the cloth and just hit harder, so let's set him with Dr. Mario. But yeah, like I said, I just think once somebody figures out that balance between like free but they still know how to profit off of it, I feel like that's really is what's going to change like the gaming industry for a long time. And I think everything's going to revert back to gaming coming back to the PC. Like for example, like say, I don't know, like I feel like maybe like Samsung or like Toshiba is just gonna just figure something out. Like they're gonna make like a gaming PC and they're just gonna do everything right. They're just gonna figure everything out, and they're gonna like they'll do their research. They'll find out like who was a part of like the projects for like some of the highest grossing games like ever, like internationally, like across the world. They'll figure out like who made like the top selling games or like best games of the year and stuff like that. They'll get like game designers and stuff like that from like every staff that like worked on stuff. They'll figure out like what's like the most successful games in every category, like whether it's shooter, fighter, racer and stuff like that. They're just gonna put like time and effort into what they do. They're gonna get like good sponsors like Monsters, Beats, like Doritos, all that. They'll get like crazy sponsors and stuff like that, figure out like everything to do, and then they'll have it like free but where you can still like pay for like certain things, like, and not stuff that's important to like gaming like weapons or like armor, but you can pay for like certain costumes, like seasonal costumes or like fun cool costumes that you can't get but they don't mess with gameplay. Or you can like unlock certain items but it's just you can pay for them but you can still work for them to unlock them, but it's just quicker to pay. It doesn't really affect like your skills or the gaming around you or limit you. Like they'll make it so where it doesn't limit you and stuff like that, and give people a better alternative. It's kind of like the music industry. It's like a lot of people aren't selling hard copies of their music anymore, because they know, number one, people are gonna steal it or like download it illegally. They're just gonna listen to it on YouTube. I mean, like, people are just lucky now. People pay for stuff on iTunes or like get a streaming service. But right now, a lot of people just get these apps and like other like ways to get music illegally. So a lot of artists are just like, hey, we'll just put our music out for free on this service, have people use it, learn the music. But once we'll have concerts that once we have concerts, that will really, like, touring is what we're gonna feed off of, like, because a lot of people aren't even putting effort in making selling music anymore, so they're just giving it away for free. But people will still come out to see people. Like, it's like people will download the music, memorize the songs, and they'll go and they'll pay like $200 or like $50 for concert tickets. And like, you multiply that by a couple of thousand people, and then you make money. You basically have a 9 to 5 where you're making thousands of dollars per show. And that's basically like the new hustle now. A lot of people aren't really making music, and that's kind of where I think like the gaming industry is gonna head. Especially like how aggressive, we're going with Lucas on this one, especially with how aggressive the console gaming industry is. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen, and like, they're gonna do their research. They're gonna make just a gaming laptop that comes equipped with everything. Like, they're gonna figure everything out. It's gonna come equipped with a gaming mouse. That's like, they're gonna do research on the most popular gaming mouse. They're gonna make a model similar to that. They're gonna come out with a gaming controller, headphones, stereos, and they're just gonna get everything right. Like, that's what I feel like is gonna happen. And then, like, it's not gonna be like cheap either. Like, where like how like the PlayStation 4 comes with like its own like headset, and like with like its own little cheap headset that like breaks or is just cheaply made, or like kind of like how iPhones and iPods come with like the headphones that you're lucky if they last from anywhere for like 2 days to like 2 months if you're lucky. Like, they're gonna make something like so good. Like, you ever have something like made so good, like you gotta try to, like, you try to find the original. Like, they'll make something like after it and it's not as good. Like, the original will be so good, but then like they'll stop making it like that because it's like either too expensive, so they try to use cheaper alternatives, but you really can't replace it. Like, it's gonna be that good, like, to where people are requesting like the original like headphones or the original like mouse and stuff like that. That's what I think they're gonna do, and I think that's gonna transition over to like what's gonna be like the kind of norm for gaming, because people, like, they don't really have time and effort to really be buying these games just for them to be screwing you over in the long run. And like, I don't even know, like, they don't even do anything interesting to keep their sales relevant. Like, imagine if you could go in a PlayStation store and they would have every game from the past, like every game, and then like all the old games were free. But they're not dumb, because you can't have every game for free. You gotta profit somehow. But they have like all the old games from like PlayStation from the first PlayStation to the most current PlayStation, and they have like all the old games on there for free. But like, you can download like maybe 5 like in your like memory card or something. You can play 5 games, you can beat them, and then you can delete them and pick 5 different games. And people are like, well, what's the point of that? Like, and it won't make you lose money, because like stuff like that will keep your relevance. A lot of times now you just want to keep your relevance because that will keep you alive. It's like, you really don't want to lose relevance. Well, I'm gonna go with the Kirby and Falco team. Like, you don't want to lose relevance. So I feel like that's really what's gonna make hold on, sorry, I kind of lost my thought when I was picking the team. Like I said, you want to keep relevance, because right now everything is like ever changing and ever fleeting, like, and you just want to keep people connected so they're still buying your stuff and still keep your name alive, pretty much, because in this day and age, everything is quick, and like you can lose relevance quickly if you don't keep up. And it's not saying you have to adopt your whole style to like what's new, because that can end up hurting you. But like people gotta be cognizant that you have to make changes that are gonna change with the times for the better, and like be aware of some of the social changes that are going on. And I feel like a lot of these gaming companies aren't really aware of that. And I'm telling you, once somebody gets it right, like they'll make like, I feel like the gaming PC is gonna have like 5 like free games in every category. But like with those games, like you can, like I said, like buy stuff with a system where it doesn't affect your actual skill, but it makes things convenient, so the creators are still getting their profits from it. Like I said, like maybe like if you're playing like a shooter or something like that, you can buy like Christmas camo and stuff like that, and you can only get it by purchase, and you can't really unlock it, but it doesn't affect the gaming like around you. Like you can still like use the weapons and stuff like that, and you can't pay for new weapons that might have like an unfair advantage and stuff like that, but you can add different camos and customs to like other aspects and stuff like that, and you can pay for different stuff, or you can pay for weapons that you can unlock like throughout the game, but you can pay for them, and it would just make it quicker. It doesn't actually, it's not something that you can't obtain through like hard work and skill. And then like I just feel like they're gonna come out with like a racer, a shooter, and stuff like that that's gonna be free, but have those aspects where they're still making money from it. Instead of charging you for everything, they'll add constant updates. They'll patch things if there's flaws in the system, like stuff like that. And I feel like that's where gaming is headed. And I feel like maybe in the next 10 to 15 years, I'm not gonna say like console gaming is gonna die, because it's not gonna die, but I feel like it's really gonna start taking that turn, and that's what I think is gonna happen. Sorry if I was kind of rambling and like all over the place. I was just trying to get my collective thoughts. This was all in one take. I was right. Yes, it was kind of all in one take, but that's what I think is gonna happen. And so let me know what you guys think. Do you guys kind of agree with me? Do you think it's gonna kind of head in that direction soon? And I don't know, what's your thoughts on it? I don't know. I'm KC, and I'm out. I'm about to enjoy this next match. Peace.